They ask me, why do you protect your time like it's gold? Broski, gold can be mined again, time can't. If I lose money today, I can earn it back tomorrow. Lose a business, I can build another one. Lose a job, I can find another opportunity. But show me one billionaire, one president, one king, one athlete, one genius who's ever bought back yesterday. You can't. Time is the only currency that spends itself whether you're paying attention or not. Every second leaves your account without asking for permission. That's why I don't tell people I'm killing time. Cause if you're killing time, you're slowly killing the only thing God gave equally to both the rich and the poor. 24 hours, nobody got a premium package, nobody got a discount. The difference isn't in the amount, it's in the management. See, people keep saying, I'm trying to find time. Find it where? Did you lose it under the couch? Time isn't lost, it's allocated. The truth is, if I looked at your calendar, I'd probably find your priorities before I found your excuses, because your schedule never lies. Your mouth might say your family matters most, but your calendar tells another story. Your mouth says your dream is important, but your screen time exposes your real investments. That's why I stopped arguing with words. Habits speak louder. They always have. See, I think of every morning like God handing me a suitcase with exactly 86,400 seconds inside. He doesn't ask me to return them. He simply watches what I fill them with. Some people pack complaints. Others pack discipline. Some fill it with gossip. Others fill it with growth. By midnight, the suitcase is gone forever, and tomorrow comes with another one. The question isn't whether you received it. The question is whether you honored it. Imagine a CEO giving an employee $1 million every morning to invest, knowing that whatever isn't invested disappears by sunset. Would any sensible person waste it? Yet people waste hours as if tomorrow has signed a contract promising to arrive. It hasn't. Tomorrow is a privilege, not a guarantee. That's why I don't postpone purpose. See, procrastination is one of the smoothest liars you'll ever meet. It never says don't do it. It simply says do it later. Later becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. One day you wake up realizing your biggest competitor wasn't another person. It was yesterday's delay. See, cemeteries are filled with unwritten books, unstarted businesses, unapologized conversations, unspoken growths, unrealized dreams. Not because people lack talent, but because they assumed they had more time. That's a dangerous assumption. Moses understood time. David understood time. Paul understood time. Even Jesus said he must do the works of his Father while it was day, because night was coming. Purpose has always respected urgency, not panic. Urgency. There's a difference. Panic runs without direction. Urgency walks with intention. That's why I don't rush through life. I move deliberately. Every yes I give is a no to something else. Every commitment costs another opportunity, so I choose carefully. Just because something is good doesn't mean it deserves my time. If it pulls me away from God's assignment, then it's too expensive, no matter how attractive it looks. See, distractions rarely arrive looking dangerous. They usually arrive looking enjoyable. That's why so many people mistake entertainment for rest. Rest prepares you for purpose. Distraction postpones it. Learn the difference. Your future depends on it. See, I don't worship productivity. I worship God. Productivity is simply one way I honor the gifts and opportunities He's trusted me with. Because one day He won't ask how busy I looked. He'll ask what I did with what He gave me. Did I multiply it or bury it? Did I steward it or squander it?
perfect in the mission. Every builder has to refuse some invitations if the house is ever going to stand. Every athlete has to skip some parties if the championship is ever going to be won. Every believer has to silence some voices if God's voice is going to remain the loudest. That's not sacrifice. That's alignment. So don't ask me why I'm so careful with my hours, cause my life is built 1 minute at a time. My character is shaped one decision at a time. My legacy is written 1 day at a time. And when I finally stand before God, I don't want to tell him I had good intentions. I want to tell him I was a faithful steward of every hour he placed in my hands. Cause money can measure success on earth, but only time reveals what we truly value.
They ask me, why are you so disciplined with your body? Broski. Because this body isn't a decoration. It's transportation. Everybody keeps treating their body like a showroom, worrying about how it looks under perfect light, while forgetting it has to carry them through every battle God assigns. I don't train because I'm trying to impress strangers. Strangers don't have to carry my calling, I do. My body has one job: to be strong enough to keep up with the purpose God placed inside me, that's it. See, people separate fitness from success as if they're playing different sports. Nah, because they're on the same team.
A tired body makes tired decisions. A lazy body negotiates with discipline. A neglected body starts whispering excuses to a determined mind. That's why I train, not because I worship muscles, but because I refuse to let weakness become the loudest voice in my life. Every workout is a meeting between who I am today and who I'm trying to become tomorrow. One of them always leaves stronger. The question is, which one am I feeding? See, the gym has taught me more about life than most classrooms ever could. Every weight tells the same story. Resistance first, growth second. Nobody has ever become stronger by lifting feathers. So why do people expect a powerful life without carrying heavy responsibilities? Pressure has always been part of the process. The weight isn't your enemy. The weight is your instructor. It teaches patience. It teaches consistency. It teaches humility. Because the barbell doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care how many followers you have, how expensive your clothes are, or how motivational your speeches sound. It asks one question: can you lift it? Reality works the same way. Life doesn't reward intentions. It rewards preparation. See, I don't skip training because I don't feel like it. Imagine a soldier telling his commander, I'll practice when I'm in the mood. That's the fastest way to lose a war. You don't prepare after the battle begins, you prepare before it arrives. The same body you ignore during peaceful seasons is the one you'll depend on when storms hit. The same discipline you build in private is the one that carries you through public pressure. That's why I sweat now. I'd rather be exhausted from preparation than defeated by neglect. See, people think discipline is punishment. Nah, cause discipline is insurance. It protects the future you haven't reached yet. Every healthy meal is a deposit. Every workout is a deposit. Every hour of sleep is a deposit. One day life will make a withdrawal, and I'm determined to have something in the account. Too many people are writing checks with bodies that don't have the strength to cash them. Big dreams, dreams require strong shoulders. Big responsibilities require healthy minds. Big callings require endurance. Elijah outran a chariot because God strengthened him. David defeated Goliath because years of private preparation had built more than courage, they had built capacity. Even Jesus walked from town to town fulfilling his mission. Purpose has always demanded endurance. See, I don't want a body that only looks powerful in photographs. I want one that still serves when nobody's watching. Strength isn't flexing in the mirror. Strength is carrying your family when they're struggling. Strength is showing up to work when life feels heavy. Strength is kneeling in prayer when your knees are tired. Strength is serving others without constantly needing to be served yourself. That's real fitness. Muscles without character are just decoration. Character gives strength direction. See, every breath reminds me of something important. Nobody can lift my weights for me. They can encourage me. They can coach me. They can inspire me. And eventually my hands have to touch the bar. Life is the same. People can pray for you, advise you, love you, believe in you, but nobody can live your calling for you. God gave you the assignment because He intended you to carry it. Stop waiting for someone else to build the strength you're supposed to develop yourself. So don't laugh when you see me choosing discipline over convenience. I'm not chasing a perfect physique. I'm preparing a dependable vessel. Because when God opens the next door, I don't want my body to become the reason I can't walk through it. I want my energy to match my vision. I want my endurance to match my assignment. I want my discipline to match the prayers I've been praying. And one day, when people ask how I managed to carry so much responsibility without breaking, they won't realize the answer was never built overnight. It was built one workout, one choice, one sacrifice at a time. Because purpose is heavy. And I'd rather train for the weight than complain about it when it arrives.
They ask me, why don't you compare yourself to other people? Broski. Compare myself for what? To borrow another man's timeline? To measure my chapter 3 against somebody else's chapter 30? That's like standing in an orchard, looking at a mango tree, an orange tree, and a bamboo plant, then getting angry because they don't grow at the same speed. Nature doesn't compete like that. It understands something we've forgotten: different assignments grow differently. The bamboo spends years growing roots before anybody sees a single shoot. People walk past the field laughing because nothing seems to be happening. Then one season comes, and it rises faster than anything around it. Tell me, was it behind or was it preparing? That's the problem with comparison. It judges preparation as if it's failure. See, social media has convinced people that everybody is ahead of them. You're scrolling through another man's highlights while sitting in the locker room criticizing your own practice session. Of course you'll feel behind. Nobody posts the nights they cried. Nobody uploads the prayers that weren't answered yet. Nobody live streams the lonely mornings when discipline was the only friend that showed up. They post the trophy. They hide the training. They post the destination. They crop out the desert. then people start comparing somebody else's edited moments to their own unedited reality. That's one of the most unfair competitions you'll ever enter. See, when Peter looked away from Jesus and started looking at the wind, he began to sink. The problem wasn't the water. The problem was where his eyes were focused. Comparison does the same thing. The moment you stop looking at your assignment and start staring at somebody else's lane, your own steps become unstable. God never asked you to manage another person's calling. He entrusted you with yours. Why are you abandoning your post just to inspect someone else's? Stay in your lane. That's where your grace is. That's where your strength is. That's where your blessing recognizes your name. See, I don't envy another man's success because I wasn't there when he paid the price. I don't know what he sacrificed. I don't know what he lost. I don't know what prayers he prayed when everybody else was asleep. Everybody wants somebody else's harvest until they discover it grew from seeds they never wanted to plant. Success always has invisible receipts. You just don't see them until you own the business. That's why I stopped asking, why not me? Now I ask, what should I be doing with what God has already given me? Because comparison keeps your eyes on somebody else's gifts while gratitude develops your own. And the funny thing is, the gifts you're ignoring today might be the very gifts somebody else is praying to have tomorrow. See, a key never apologizes because it isn't a hammer. A hammer never envies a screwdriver. Each tool was designed for a different problem. Imagine a key trying to hit nails because it wanted to be more like the hammer. It would fail at both jobs. That's what happens when people chase someone else's identity. They become average copies instead of extraordinary originals. God didn't create you to duplicate another life. He created you to reveal a different part of his creativity. Don't insult the artist by wishing you were another painting. See, every sunrise teaches the same lesson. The sun never races the moon. They both shine at their appointed time. If the sun tried to rise at midnight, people would call it chaos. Timing matters. That's why I don't panic when my season looks quieter than somebody else's. Winter isn't failing because it doesn't look like summer. It's preparing for it. The hidden seasons often produce the strongest growth. See, the greatest danger of comparison isn't jealousy, it's distraction. It steals your focus. It convinces you to abandon the blueprint God handed you just to imitate someone else's building. But copied vision always produces borrowed results. I'd rather build a small house God designed than a palace He never assigned. Because purpose isn't measured by size, it's measured by obedience. One faithful shepherd changed Israel. One faithful carpenter changed the world. God has never needed large numbers to accomplish extraordinary things. He simply looks for available hearts. So don't ask me who's ahead of me anymore. That's the wrong question. Ask me whether I'm becoming more faithful than I was yesterday. Ask me whether I'm stewarding my gifts better than last year. Ask me whether my character is growing as fast as my ambition. Because at the end of this race, I won't stand beside everybody else explaining why I didn't beat them. I'll stand before God explaining what I did with the lane He trusted me to run. And that's the only comparison that has ever truly mattered.
Why do you keep saying no to so many opportunities? Broski, opportunities. Not everything that knocks on your door is an opportunity. Some things are distractions wearing expensive suits. See, people have this idea that successful people say yes to everything. Nah, successful people become successful because they master one powerful word: no. Every time you say yes to something, you're automatically saying no to something else. That's the mathematics of life. Say yes to another hour of scrolling and you've just said no to another chapter of learning. Say yes to pleasing everybody and you probably said no to your own peace. Say yes to every invitation and don't be surprised when your purpose starts asking why you've been ignoring it. That's why I don't measure opportunities by how exciting they look. I measure them by what they cost me. Because everything has a price. The question is whether it's worth paying. See, imagine you're the captain of a ship crossing an ocean. Every island you pass looks beautiful. Every harbor looks peaceful. Every beach looks inviting. But if you stop at every single one, you'll never reach your destination. The problem isn't that the islands are bad. The problem is they aren't your destination. That's how distractions work. They don't always pull you toward evil. Sometimes they simply pull you away from excellence. The enemy doesn't always need to destroy your purpose. Sometimes he just needs to delay it long enough for you to become comfortable living beneath it. That's a dangerous place to be. Everybody keeps talking about open doors. But let me ask you something. If every door in a hallway is open, does that mean you're supposed to walk through all of them? Of course not. A hospital has open doors. A prison has open doors. A courtroom has open doors. An opportunity isn't proven because it's available. It's proven because it aligns with your assignment. That's why discernment is more valuable than excitement. Excitement can make you run in the wrong direction. Discernment teaches you when to stand still. See, Jesus healed many people, but he didn't heal every sick person in Israel. Why? Because he wasn't driven by endless demands. He was driven by divine assignment. Imagine that. The Son of God himself understood that purpose requires boundaries. Yet people think saying no makes them selfish. Nah. Saying no to distractions is one of the most generous things you can do for your future. Every unnecessary commitment steals time from something that actually matters. Time doesn't disappear. It gets transferred. See, I stopped chasing every shiny object because I've realized gold and glitter aren't the same thing. Glitter catches your attention. Gold keeps its value. Social media is full of glitter. Fast success is glitter. Validation from strangers is glitter. But wisdom, that's gold character. That's gold integrity. That's gold a relationship with God. That's gold. The problem is glitter shines immediately. Gold often waits beneath pressure before revealing its worth. That's why so many people spend their lives collecting things that sparkle while ignoring the things that last. See, every great builder has blueprints. Imagine an architect halfway through building a skyscraper suddenly deciding to build a shopping mall because somebody else said it looked more profitable. Then halfway through the mall, he changes his mind and starts building a stadium. At the end of 10 years, what does he have? 3 unfinished projects and 1 exhausted life. That's what happens when focus keeps changing. You don't fail because you lacked ability. You fail because your attention kept changing jobs before your purpose could finish hiring it. That's why I protect my focus like a goalkeeper protects the final penalty. 1 moment of distraction can change the entire match. 1 careless decision can redirect years of discipline. That's not fear. That's stewardship. God trusted me with this assignment. Why would I hand it over to every passing trend? See, the older I get, the more I realize success isn't built by the things you start. It's built by the things you're willing to ignore. Anybody can begin,
Few people can remain, anybody can chase excitement. Few people can stay faithful when the work becomes repetitive. That's why consistency is so rare. People keep abandoning seeds because they don't become trees overnight. So don't mistake my no for negativity. My no is protecting a bigger yes. Every distraction I reject gives my purpose another chance to breathe. Every unnecessary commitment I decline gives my family, my faith, my health, and my calling more room to grow. Because one day I'll stand before God, and He won't ask me why I didn't accomplish everybody else's assignment. He'll ask what I did with mine. That's the power of saying no. Cause sometimes the holiest word you can speak isn't yes. It's enough.
They ask me, why are you always so patient, broski?
You call it patience because you're watching the clock. I call it preparation because I'm watching the process. See, everybody wants microwave success in a slow cooker world. They plant the seed on Monday, dig it up on Friday to check if it's growing, then blame the soil because they couldn't see the roots. That's not how life works. Growth spends most of its time invisible. The strongest things in this world are built in places your eyes can't reach. Roots grow underground, babies grow in the womb, diamonds form beneath the earth. Character is built inside private battles. Funny, isn't it? God seems to do His greatest work where nobody can see it. Yet people panic the moment their progress becomes invisible. They mistake silence for failure. They mistake waiting for losing, cause waiting and wasting are two different things. Waiting with purpose is still progress. See, an arrow has to be pulled backward before it flies forward. If the arrow could talk, it'd probably complain. Why am I moving away from my target? It doesn't realize the backward pull isn't rejection, it's preparation. That's how God works. Sometimes He'll pull you away from comfort, away from certain people, away from opportunities you thought you wanted. Not because He's denying you, but because He's creating the force you'll need to reach something greater. We cry over closed doors while heaven is reinforcing our foundation. We complain about delays while God is protecting us from arriving too early. Because arriving before you're ready can be more dangerous than arriving late. A child handed the keys to a Ferrari isn't blessed. He's in danger, profanity has to grow before responsibility does. That's why I stopped asking God to make life easier. I'd rather ask Him to make me stronger. Easy roads don't build strong travelers. Strong travelers can survive any road. See, farmers understand something most dreamers forget. They don't scream at the field because nothing appeared overnight. They water it anyway, they protect it anyway. They trust the season anyway. Imagine laughing at a farmer after 1 week because you couldn't see corn. He'd laugh back because he understands time better than you do. Some harvests refuse to be rushed. Success is the same. You don't speed up greatness by becoming impatient. You only slow yourself down by quitting too soon. Everybody wants fruit, but nobody wants seasons. Summer gets all the attention, but winter prepares the ground. Spring looks beautiful because autumn had the courage to let go. Every season has an assignment. Stop trying to live in harvest all year. Even Jesus spent 30 years preparing for 3 years of public ministry. Think about that, 30 years hidden, 3 years seen. Yet people want 3 months of preparation for 30 years of influence. That's backwards. See, I don't envy another man's timing because I don't know his assignment. God doesn't cook every meal for the same amount of time. Some things need longer in the fire. Bread bakes differently from gold. One is ready in minutes, the other requires intense heat before it becomes valuable. So when life gets hot, I don't immediately ask, why me? Sometimes I ask, what is God refining inside me that comfort could never produce? Fire doesn't always destroy,
Sometimes it reveals what was real all along. See, patience isn't sitting on the couch hoping life improves. Patience is working faithfully while trusting God with the results. Noah kept building before rain existed. Joseph kept serving before freedom arrived. David kept tending sheep before wearing a crown. None of them wasted the waiting season, they trained in it. That's why when the opportunity finally knocked, it didn't find beginners. It found prepared people. Opportunity has a strange habit of arriving when preparation gets tired of introducing itself. So I don't count the days, I make the days count. Every sunrise is another brick. Every setback is another lesson. Every prayer is another reminder that God's calendar isn't broken just because it doesn't match mine. I'd rather be delayed into purpose than rushed into disaster. Because some blessings become burdens when they arrive before your character is trying enough to carry love. So don't mistake my patience for passivity. I'm not standing still, I'm growing roots. And roots don't raise branches. They simply keep digging until the tree becomes too strong for the storm to negotiate with. One day people will look at the fruit and call it luck. They'll admire the shade without appreciating the years spent underground. Let them. You and God will remember every unseen season, every quiet sacrifice, every faithful step taken when nothing seemed to be changing. Because in the kingdom of God, the greatest miracles rarely happen overnight. They happen over time, to people who refuse to quit before the harvest arrives.
They ask me, why do you guard your circle so much? Broski. Because not everybody walking beside you is walking with you. There's a difference. Some people don't mind your journey as long as you're carrying their luggage. The moment you start climbing, they suddenly become experts on why the mountain is too high. Funny how people who never reach the top always have the strongest opinions about the climb. That's why I stopped asking everybody for directions. If I'm trying to build a ship, why would I ask someone who's never left the shore? Advice is powerful, but only when it comes from someone who's actually been where you're trying to go. See, your circle is like an airport. Not everybody you meet is flying to your destination. Some people are waiting for a different flight altogether, yet we keep trying to drag people onto journeys God never assigned them to. Then we wonder why everything feels heavy. Maybe it isn't your dream that's too heavy. Maybe you're carrying passengers who were only meant to wave goodbye. That's hard to accept, but it's true. Every season introduces people and every season removes people. We celebrate the arrivals, but we cry over the departures. Sometimes the departure is the blessing. A tree doesn't complain when dead leaves fall. It understands that making room for new growth sometimes looks like losing what you thought you needed. That's maturity. See, loyalty doesn't mean giving everybody permanent access to your life.
Even banks have vaults. Not because they hate people, but because they understand that what's valuable requires protection. So why do people protect their passwords more than they protect their peace? They'll lock their phones, but leave their minds wide open to every negative opinion, every discouraging voice, every jealous heart. Nah, cause my mind is expensive real estate. Not everybody gets a key. Words are seeds. Plant enough doubt in fertile soil and eventually confidence starts growing weeds. That's why I choose conversations carefully. Every conversation is an investment. Some people leave you richer in wisdom, others leave you bankrupt in energy. Learn the difference. See, I've realized that some people clap for you only because they think you'll never pass them. The moment your discipline starts producing results, the applause becomes silence. Not because you changed, but because your progress exposed their excuses. Success has a funny way of introducing you to people's true intentions. Everybody loves the caterpillar. Few people celebrate when it becomes a butterfly because now it can fly somewhere they can't reach. That's why I don't take betrayal personal anymore. Sometimes God reveals hearts before He reveals blessings. Better to lose fake friends than lose real purpose. Judas sat close enough to Jesus to hear every sermon, yet proximity never changed his heart. Being around greatness isn't the same as becoming great. That's why I don't count people around me. I count purpose within me. One faithful person can strengthen your future more than 1,000 spectators shouting your name. Quality beats quantity every single time. See, lions don't travel with every animal in the jungle. Eagles don't ask pigeons how high they should fly. It's not pride, it's alignment. You can't expect people committed to comfort to understand someone committed to growth. Your conversations change when your destination changes. Suddenly gossip becomes boring, complaining becomes exhausting, excuses become irritating. You start craving wisdom instead of drama, vision instead of validation, peace instead of popularity. That's not arrogance. That's maturity. Growth changes your appetite. See, I don't need friends who always agree with me. I need friends who respect me enough to tell me the truth. Iron sharpens iron, not cotton. Real friends don't protect your ego, they protect your future. They'll challenge you when you're wrong, encourage you when you're weak, pray for you when you're tired, and celebrate you without secretly competing against you. Those people are rare. When God places them in your life, don't take them for granted. Their wealth money can't buy. And above every relationship, I protect one above all others. My relationship with God. Because people can mislead you, feelings can deceive you, success can distract you, but God never confuses purpose. When His voice becomes the loudest one in your life, every other voice finds its proper volume. So don't ask me why my circle keeps getting smaller. Bigger isn't always better. Hospitals have fewer surgeons than visitors for a reason. Value is never dependent on numbers. I'd rather walk with a handful of people who sharpen my faith, strengthen my character, and remind me of my purpose than march with a crowd that's heading in the wrong direction. Because at the end of the day, your future isn't decided by how many people know your name.
They asked me, why do you keep disappearing? Broski, disappearing. You call it disappearing because you can't see me. I call it developing because I can finally see myself. See, the world has confused visibility with value. Everybody wants to be seen, But nobody asked whether they're actually becoming someone worth looking at. Fame has made people impatient. They want the spotlight before they've learned how to carry the heat. They want the microphone before they've mastered the message. They want the platform before they've built the character to survive it. Nah, 'cause I don't disappear because I'm lost. I disappear because some battles are too important to fight in public. Seeds don't grow on the surface, they grow underground. Caterpillars don't become butterflies in front of an audience. They enter the cocoon alone. Even Jesus spent 40 days in the wilderness before stepping into public ministry. Think about that. Heaven didn't rush the process, so why should I? If God isn't in a hurry to build me, why am I rushing to prove myself to people? See, silence has become underrated. People think if you're quiet, you're doing nothing. That's because they've never watched an architect. Before the first brick is laid, there's measuring. Before the first business opens, there's planning. Before the first harvest appears, there's planting. The most important work usually happens before anybody notices. That's why I don't panic when people stop hearing from me. I'm too busy becoming someone they'll hear about later. Everybody wants to announce, few people want to prepare. But preparation always outlives promotion. The motion without preparation is like building the top floor before pouring the foundation. It looks impressive until pressure arrives. Then everything collapses at once. That's why I thank God for hidden seasons. Hidden seasons protect you from public embarrassment. Imagine receiving everything you prayed for before your character could handle it. That blessing would become a burden. Success doesn't ruin people. Success reveals people. It amplifies whatever was already inside them. If pride is inside you, success turns up the volume. If humility is inside you, success turns up that volume too. That's why God often works on the inside before he changes the outside. He understands that a tree grows according to the health of its roots, not the beauty of its leaves. See, I don't need constant attention because attention is addictive. Once you start living for applause, you'll eventually compromise for it. You'll say what people want to hear instead of what God told you to say. You'll chase trends instead of truth. You'll protect your image instead of your integrity, and that's a dangerous trade. I'd rather protect my character than my reputation. People manage reputations, God examines hearts. One can be manipulated, the other cannot. See, every time I disappear, I'm asking myself difficult questions. Am I still becoming disciplined? Am I still learning? Am I still praying? Am I still serving? Or have I started performing? Because performance impresses crowds, but transformation pleases God. There's a huge difference. Makeup changes appearance. Growth changes identity. I don't want cosmetic success. I want permanent change. That's why I spend more time sharpening the axe than showing people I own one. A dull axe swung 1,000 times still struggles to cut the tree. A sharp axe makes fewer swings but greater impact. Preparation isn't wasting time. It's multiplying effectiveness. See, people only notice the butterfly when it flies. They forget the days it spent trapped inside the cocoon, fighting for wings nobody could see. And here's the interesting part: if you cut the cocoon open to help the butterfly escape early, you actually weaken it. The struggle is what pumps strength into its wings. Without the struggle, it never learns to fly. Maybe that's why God doesn't remove every hardship from our lives. Maybe
Maybe the resistance isn't there to stop us. Maybe it's there to strengthen us. The very thing you're praying against could be the very thing preparing you for the next level. So I don't complain about hidden seasons anymore. Hidden seasons are where discipline is born. Hidden seasons are where faith grows roots. Hidden seasons are where vision becomes clear. Public victories are simply private disciplines finally become invisible. So don't worry if people stop asking where you are. Don't panic if your phone gets quieter. Don't mistake silence for failure. Sometimes heaven closes the curtains because it's changing the entire stage behind them. And when those curtains finally open again, don't waste time explaining where you've been. Let your character explain it. Let your wisdom explain it. Let your consistency explain it. Let your results do the talking. Because the loudest announcement you'll ever make isn't with your mouth, 'cause it's with the life you built while nobody was watching.
They ask me, why do you pray so much? Broski. Because I know the difference between confidence and arrogance. Confidence says I'll do my best. Arrogance says I don't need God. See, people think prayer is for weak people. That's because they've never understood strength. Every athlete has a coach, every king has advisors, every captain has a compass, yet somehow people think they can navigate life, the biggest responsibility they'll ever carry, without consulting the one who designed it. That doesn't sound like strength to me. That sounds like pride wearing confidence's jersey. See, I don't pray because I don't have ability. I pray because ability without direction is dangerous. A fast car without a steering wheel doesn't impress me. It scares me. Speed is only valuable when you're heading in the right direction. That's why before I ask God to bless my plans, I ask Him to correct them. Because not every good idea is a God idea. Some opportunities come dressed like blessings but carry the weight of distractions. The enemy doesn't always stop you with bad things. Sometimes he simply fills your hands with so many good things that you no longer have room for the best thing. That's why prayer isn't just talking. Prayer is filtering. It separates ambition from assignment. It separates noise from purpose. It reminds me that success isn't measured by how busy I am, but by how faithful I am. See, the world celebrates independence. Heaven celebrates dependence on God. That's a completely different mindset. A branch doesn't apologize for depending on the tree. It understands that's where life comes from. The moment it disconnects, it starts dying. Even if the leaves stay green for a while, that's us. You can look successful for a season while slowly drying up on the inside. Money can hide emptiness. Fame can hide loneliness. Achievement can hide exhaustion. But God sees beneath the leaves. He looks at the roots. It's why I guard my prayer life more than I guard my reputation. Reputation tells people who they think I am. Prayer reminds me who I really am. See, everyday life throws decisions at you. Some look obvious, others look identical. 2 doors, 2 jobs, 2 relationships, 2 opportunities. From the outside, they seem the same. But one leads to purpose, the other leads to regret. That's why I don't trust my eyes alone. Eve saw fruit, God saw consequences. David saw 5 stones, God saw a king. Samuel saw a shepherd boy, God saw a nation changer. Heaven has a way of seeing beyond appearances. That's the vision I want. See, people keep asking God for open doors. I ask Him for discernment, because not every open door deserves to be walked through. Some doors are opportunities, others are traps with polished handles. The difference isn't always obvious until it's too late. Prayer teaches patience. It teaches me that just because I can doesn't mean I
major battle in scripture. Somebody prayed, Moses prayed before leading, Joshua prayed before conquering, Daniel prayed before surviving lions, Jesus prayed before carrying the cross. If the Son of God made time to pray, who am I to think I'm too busy? Imagine telling the creator of time that you don't have enough time to talk to him. That's backwards. We schedule meetings with people who might help us, yet neglect the one who holds tomorrow in his hands. See, prayer has changed the way I fight. I don't fight people anymore. I fight pride, I fight distraction, I fight fear, I fight the version of me that wants recognition without obedience. Because every battle on the outside starts with one on the inside. Win your heart, and your hands will follow. Lose your heart, and no amount of success can save you. That's why I kneel before I stand, because the strongest position a man can ever take isn't standing above people, it's kneeling before God. The world may see that as weakness. Let them. They also thought a cross looked like defeat before it became the greatest victory in history. God has always specialized in turning what looks weak into something unstoppable. So don't ask me why I pray before I work, before I decide, before I speak, before I build. I'm not wasting time, I'm aligning direction. Because I'd rather walk slowly with God than run fast in the wrong direction. One path leads to applause, the other leads to purpose. One builds an image, the other builds a legacy. And when this life is over, cause I won't stand before my followers, my critics, my bank account, or my achievements, I'll stand before God. So before I seek success from the world, I make sure I've already sought His voice. Because His approval is the only victory that lasts forever.